Well, okay, this is another episode of Companies That Suck. And once again, this time I'm not going to do any fake sponsors. But anyway, this is not exactly a company either. This is a company that if it were run like... Well, it's something that if it were run like a company, how they're running it, it would be a massive failure. What am I talking about? The United States government. First of all, let's talk about public education. Public education is a major failure. Probably it causes bullying, it causes all this crazy shit happening at schools and everything else. But you know, there's something called the Internet, federal government. It's called the Internet. You can Google anything ever and get the answer to it. Are you idiots? You need to end all public education and just give kids Google. You know, maybe put some moderators on it to make sure they're not going to something they shouldn't be, but educational purposes for the Internet, you can find anything out whatsoever. And it's a lot of times the history isn't distorted like it is in your public education, social studies and all this stuff, where they tell you the American Indians were savages and we had to go scalp them all so that we could make quilts for the winter. That was what Thanksgiving was. It doesn't say that, but it's just as misleading. And that's like standard mail through the postal service. You got delivery companies like UPS and everything already for packages, and UPS or the United States Postal Service trying to say, oh, you could put it in a package this big if it fits in there. If it fits in there, it just takes one stamp. Yep. But I still don't trust the United States Postal Service. For one, letters are obsolete. They went obsolete with email. Email is obsolete now that there are text messages. And that will probably soon be obsolete. The government's like 4 or 5 steps behind. They're still out there with the Pony Express and everything else, sitting in there in Washington, D.C. with their telegraph machine. Beep, 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 beep. We got a telegraph coming over the wire, Mr. President. What's it say? It says that you're about to receive a letter from the United States Postal Service. And then you got a guy... Express coming through, delivering your mail. Next thing you know, they'll be trying to tell me that the next way of traveling is going to be on a train with a steam engine. You know? That sounded more like one of those old foghorns. They're behind in every way, like 3 or 4 steps behind of everything. It makes me wonder how the NSA is wiretapping everyone, or do they just think they're doing that? They're probably watching satellite TV. Hey man, these cameras we got in this house, oh, and they're just watching a reality TV show. I know these are real Americans. They're fucking talking around behind each other's backs and everything else. It's just the NSA. Luckily no one mentioned anything about the Middle East in this reality TV show. That's probably how they spy on all of America. They just imagine that every American is like something that they see on a reality TV show. The NSA just sits around watching reality TV shows all day. How else would they spy on people? The government, if they do have that kind of technology, they're lying about it completely. They probably got UFOs and time machines and everything else. Like, we don't want anyone to know. Why they don't want anyone to know, who knows? But they've really run themselves into the ground like a failed company. You got your president and your vice president in a company, which in this instance wouldn't be president and vice president, more like this faction and this faction gapping at each other and saying, I got the goddamn idea, it's a commercial from hell, and the other guy saying, no, I got a better idea, we're just gonna just lay down and let people figure it out for themselves, maybe put an ad up on something, billboard. Like, but not enough people are gonna try and buy that, but you're wanting to put an ad on the radio. The radio doesn't have any listeners anymore, but they got satellite radio now. But we don't have the capability of putting anything on satellite radio or it'll crash. They're all massive failures, Republicans and Democrats. This is a nonpartisan look at the government and just how, it's kind of an analogy comparing them to a failed company. They're basically GM. The government right now is in the process of arguing over what to do with the Pontiac Aztec. That's a really good analogy of it. It's like, I think we should make the headlights bigger like this, but we should have a fold-out tent in the back. No, the headlights are the most important thing. Make them real big and ugly, and have the grill all misformed and look like a retarded guy's face that got burned in a fire. No, but there should be a tent in the back, and the wheels should scrape the edge of the wheel wells when you turn either direction. It's just all bad ideas. Not one of them is good. Over 60% of the American people want marijuana legalized. And then there's other things like that also that the majority wants, but the government's sitting there saying, oh, we're not going to let you do it. We're your parents. The government's not my parents. I'm not going to listen to a single thing they say. I'll do what's right, but I'm not going to follow your laws or your ideas or your opinions. I form my own opinions, and I think that they're far better. Real American opinions, not something all distorted by the media and, warped and twisted into all these different directions where, oh, it's this away and that away and this away and... You know what I'm saying, and they're doing that to your brain. They're lying to you every second of every day. Everything they say is a lie. I can almost guarantee it. They're just trying to make themselves look better for the next election. I'm sitting here telling you the truth. The government's a failed corporation and you're probably about to lose all your benefits and shit. But oh well, at least no one gave in or conceded. We're all the best. You may as well be a bunch of professional wrestlers. Congress and Senate and President and people. You're all like a bunch of professional wrestlers who are too pussy to step into a wrestling ring and actually have a wrestling match. You just are the guy before the match shooting a promo saying, I'm the best ever, I'm going to win, and I'll tell you what, I have all the most fans, and I can do these moves, and I'm the most creative, and I'm the cerebral assassin. There might be another one on how politicians are like wrestlers.